everyone, welcome back again to my YouTube channel. My name is Wendy, your Magandita. If you are new here, my channel is all about information about the Portugal and how to live here as an immigrant or a foreign. So if you want to know anything about the Portugal, about the lifestyle, the vlogs, and also any tips as an immigrant, you may consider to like this video, subscribe, and smash that bell notification again so you will never miss any vlog and tips with Magandita. And for today's video, I will be sharing with you some of my struggles when I reach here in Portugal. Everything is not so perfect here in Portugal. When I land, I face many struggles. At first, of course, before I reach here, as you all know, if you don't know, I had a 7 times rejection of visa before I arrived here. So, and also when I succeeded to the visa coming here, when I also reached here, I also had some different struggles. The number one struggles that I have is getting an appointment to SEF for legal entry. It's very hard to get an appointment to SEF. At first, my advice for you, the first 2 days, within 2 days when you land in Portugal, if you want to live here, if you want to stay permanently, to be a resident, you have to call a SEF for a legal entry. Getting a legal entry was really tough for me because there is no, when I call them, they do speak English, that's a good thing, but usually the struggle is it's very hard to find a schedule that the nearest schedule. Usually if you will book to the Lisbon SEF, if you want to make an appointment to nearer to your place here in Lisbon, in the city or nearby cities in Lisbon, it takes a lot of time. So for me to get a nearest schedule, take note, I arrived here January, so the nearest schedule that I get is February 14. Yes, February 14, I had to leave Lisbon and go to, take note, in Villarreal. I went to Villarreal on February 14 on Valentine's Day by myself just to take a legal entry to the SEF. It was really hard. I have to be there. The travel from here, from Lisbon to Villarreal, it takes 7 hours by bus. And I have to leave I have to take a 1 day off for myself, for me to go there. So I booked in a hotel because I need to sleep there, and my appointment will be in the morning, 10 o'clock in the morning. And it was really tough. It's so exhausting. The travel is something. But the good thing is, I was able to see the north, the Villarreal, which is also amazing. It's really good. The view also in the north is amazing. They're full of cultural things, and the food is really authentic also. There are many things. That's a good thing also. And another thing that I struggle I had, of course, speaking in Portuguese. I thought I was speaking enough already Portuguese when I land here because my boyfriend is Portuguese. I was able to talk before with his friends in Qatar in the Portuguese words, but it's not so easy to understand the way they talk. And sometimes if you get lost, that's the worst scenario. Sometimes I get lost in the city or in a certain area, and when I'm asking for a location, I wasn't able to understand some Portuguese words, and that's one of my struggle, the language barrier, because I'm not so perfect in Portuguese. It's just only bad words, I know. Don't get me wrong. So another struggles that I had is getting a NIF, getting fiscal number. So when I get the fiscal number, I had also some struggles because I needed a representative. Mostly in the government offices, they don't speak English. That's also the problem. And what I did is I had to hire an attorney for me to represent to get a fiscal number. And the thing is, I had to pay a 250 euro to hire just to be with me to get a fiscal number. That's one of my struggle. Of course, you needed the money. Technically or legally, getting a fiscal number, if you are European citizen, there's no payment or something. You don't need anything. But for me, as a non-European, it takes money. So that's my another struggle. So another struggle that I had is getting a job. It was tough because I don't speak Portuguese. Most of the job they need someone who speaks Portuguese. And also, if you are gonna if you want to apply to the biggest company or like telecommunication company like Performance, you need to be able to have a resident permit, which is I don't have yet those times. So it was really tough getting a job. That's one of my struggle here. Another struggle that I had is getting a social security. Getting a social security, you need a contract, which is really not so easy. And also it takes a lot of time from me because again, those people in the social security, they don't speak English very well, and sometimes I am encountering some Portuguese staff that they're kind of rude with me. But don't get me wrong, it's just a language barrier maybe, so it's kind of tough also when I get the social security. But again, I made it because I had to able to get a contract. Everything goes smoothly, even it's slow. It gets solved anyway, so that's a good thing. And another struggle that I had is getting an apartment, getting in a place to stay permanently. In this apartment, this is my third time that I transfer for my 3 years staying here in Portugal. Thanks God, not so much, but the first place that I stay, I booked it when I was in Qatar, and the problem is I made a mistake. I should make it long term, the contract, you know what I mean, because I booked only for half of the month. So that's another issue that I have, another struggle. So finding an apartment, a place to stay, it's also a struggle. You're not gonna have a peace of mind where you're gonna stay or something. It's not easy, especially to move in. When I moved here, I had only like 2 luggage, but after when I stay, now I think I started to invest some things with me, some furniture or something, which is also hard to find, a struggle to find a place to stay. Thank God, here in this place, this is my almost 2 years already I'm staying here. That's a good thing. So finding a good place to stay is also a struggle for me. So another struggle that I had for transportation, of course, at first I don't have before the Viva card or something. So I was paying every now and then, every transfer, every trip, I'm paying each trip. So it cost a lot of money for me before. So that's one of my struggles. And I just solved it when I get the Viva card, the Lisboa Viva card, because I was traveling frequently. So that's one of my struggles, the transportation, because I had to pay every now and then. Another struggle that I face here in Portugal is my criminal records from my home country, which is this. I will advise you, if you want to travel here in Portugal and if you want to stay here to be an immigrant, before you come here, prepare a criminal record. And after you get a criminal record, you have to authenticate it here in Portugal and the embassy of your country, which is also you have to translate in Portuguese. Because I had a struggle, it takes a month for me to reach here in Portugal, that paper. Because in my country, in my Philippines, it's not so easy because I need some like authorization letter for someone who will make the processing in the Philippines. So that was one of my struggle, because criminal record is needed to serve if you want to apply for resident permit. You know what I mean? So that's one of my struggle. Also, one of my struggle here is in a custom. You all know I am somehow like mini influencer, and I had some gift sent to me from my friend in US, and the worth of the product that they were sending to me is almost 500 euro. And when they sent here in Portugal the items, you know how much the custom will ask me to pay? It's 170 euro, which is huge. And I said, what? I didn't have idea that I'm gonna pay a huge tax and custom if I will receive something. And I heard my boss is telling me, if you're gonna receive something out of Europe, especially from US, you're gonna pay a huge tax. So I said, I don't have, it was like my few months only here in Portugal, so I don't want to spend so much money on that moment. So I said, I'm gonna return it back for a while. And then what my friend did is they just reduced the amount, removed something, and for me to pay only not so much tax. So, but anyway, when she sent it again to me, the products from US, and it ended up still I paid 70 euro. I have no choice, I have to take it. So that's another struggle that I have, the custom issue. If you want to ship something to here in Portugal from other side of the country, especially out of Europe, you have to pay attention to custom, to tax. So be careful, that's my advice. So far so good, my experience here in Portugal. I never had huge bad experiences, especially with the Portuguese people, because Portuguese people, as you know, on my previous vlogs, Portuguese people are very nice, they are kind and friendly, and also everything here is amazing. It's just, of course, I am new, I'm not a European, I am just an Asian, and I'm new in this country, so of course it's normal that I'm gonna experience some struggles. Well, it's the same in every country, I believe. So those are my struggles here in Portugal. When I land here, there's no haters. I don't mean to disrespect. This is just based on my experience. If you have any questions or doubts or suggestion in this video, you may shoot me in the comment down below, and I will answer everything of your comments. So thank you again, once again, for watching always my video and this channel. I am so glad that some people are reaching me out, some people are reading my description, and some people are really reaching me out in Instagram. By the way, you should follow my Instagram, and also on my TikTok, and also on my Facebook page. I am so thankful. I really appreciate from the bottom of my heart the way you support this channel. So this is all my struggles here in Portugal. So I'll see you again on my next video. Bye!